Alright, today we are jumping into adding polynomials here. So we had some great examples in class, but for those of you that need a little extra help or want to see it done a little bit more thoroughly, or I think videos are great because you can back videos up, rewind them, fast forward them when you need to. So this is fantastic. Hopefully you take advantage of this. So right here we have two polynomials. First, just to let you know, this is called a trinomial because there are three terms. This is also a polynomial. It's also called a trinomial because there are three terms. The steps here go like this. You essentially, when it's an addition sign, you want to leave this polynomial the same. What I like to do is I like to just rewrite this polynomial again. So I'll rewrite 5x squared plus 3x plus 2. I just like to rewrite it again. And what you do is you take this polynomial and line it up with its like terms with this polynomial. So the 5x squared, what goes with it over here? Well, that'd be the 4x squared. The 3x, what goes with it? Well, it'd be the positive 8x. And then the 2, what goes with the 2? Well, the positive 3. We draw a line, and I'm just going to draw an arrow here that shows that we went from there to there. And now, as you can see, we have our like terms are lined up. Let's go ahead and add those together, or combine those is a better word, and get our answer. So 5 and 4, we're adding here because that's a positive 4. So 5 and 4 make 9, so that's 9x to the second. The variable and exponent always stay the same here. You have 3 plus 8, which is 11, so I have 11x. And then 2 plus 3, which is 5. And that would be essentially our new answer. So we just added two polynomials together. And again, just knowing our steps, a couple basic steps there. Just rewrite that first polynomial. Now, a lot of people just like to put the polynomial right under this one, which is fine as well. But I like to drop the parentheses and just rewrite it. So rewrite the first polynomial. Bring the second polynomial underneath the first one and line them up with their like terms. You got to line up the like terms. Sometimes they will just line up just like that, but sometimes they will not. So let's go to the next example. I thought this might be a better example for those of y'all that thought that one was a little too easy. So again, there's an addition sign there, so let's go ahead and rewrite this again. So we have 6x to the third minus 4x squared plus 2x minus 7. Alright, now we're going to bring this polynomial underneath this one. So what goes with the 6x to the third? Well, the x to the third. That's positive, so we're going to add. What goes with this x squared, this negative or minus 4x squared? Well, the 12x squared. So that's a positive 12x squared. What goes with this 2x? Well, not that 2, because that 2 doesn't have an x. The only thing that would go with that 2x would be something else with an x. And notice there the exponent's 1, so we need something over here that is just an x. Can you find anything? Because I can't. So what that means is nothing goes underneath here. Now what goes with that minus 7? Well, the positive 2, the plus 2 would go with that 7. And again, that's because they all have like terms. Your like terms are based on your variable and your exponent. They have to have the same variable and the same exponent for them to be like terms. Notice here, these both have x squared. They're like terms. Notice we didn't have another x, so there is no like term with it. It's just by itself. And notice this negative 7 or minus 7 plus 2, they both don't have a variable, so that's why they're like terms. And we like to call things without a variable a constant. Alright, so let's finish out the problem. We have 6 plus, this would be a 1 right here, so 6 plus 1 is 7, so 7x to the third. Negative 4 plus 12 would be a positive 8x to the second. Does anything combine with the 2x? No. So what happens is I'm just going to draw an arrow. You just bring it down. Just bring it down. Okay? It doesn't change. It's still a positive 2x. And then negative 7 plus 2 would be a negative 5 or in our final answer would be minus 5. So this would be the correct answer. And notice it's in standard form, something we talked about in class as well. It goes from the highest exponent to the smallest. Notice our highest exponent is 3, and then after that is 2, and then x right there is raised to the first power, and then we have our constant always at the end. Always at the end. So again, that's a great question right there, because notice we had nothing to combine with the 2x in here, and you got to see exactly what you do with that 2x if there's nothing to combine it with. This last problem is very similar to the previous one that you'll notice here. Let's go ahead and let it focus. Sorry about the focus. Please don't unsubscribe. There we go. All right. So again, following the same steps here, it's an addition problem. Rewrite this first polynomial, which is a binomial here. It is a binomial because it only has 2 terms. And now, because it's plus, we just bring all these things underneath and line them up. So what goes with the x squared? Well, it would be the negative 2x squared. What goes with the minus 3 would be the minus 2 and the negative 2. Now here's the issue. Oh gosh. And oh my gosh. All right, here we go. So here's the issue, is that did we bring everything down? And the answer to that should be no, we didn't. We didn't bring down the 11x. So what we have to do is we need to add that 11x in there. We need to add the 11x in there. And you're going to see there's a slight issue here in the end, but we'll talk about how to correct it. So we brought everything down. Notice it's all down here. It's in a different order, which is okay. So now let's just go ahead and combine. So 8 minus 2 would be 6x squared. Negative 3 minus 2 would be negative 5. Did anything combine with this positive 11x? No, so we just bring it down. Now, technically, this is the correct answer. It's the, but it's not in standard form, and that's what we want. We want our answers to be in standard form. So let's go ahead and rewrite this in standard form. The first term, it goes based on your highest exponent. So what's our highest exponent? We have a 2, a constant, and then a 1 right here. So 2 would be the biggest, so we put 6x to the second. What's our next biggest? Well, it would be the 11x, so plus 11x. And then what's our smallest, I guess you can say, our next biggest, would be the minus 5. And that would be the final answer. And this is great for you just to kind of see the difference between standard form and just writing it the way it is. So notice this is just writing it the way it is, but notice standard form goes in order. It has the 2, 1, and then our constant. So this would be our final answer because it is in standard form. Hopefully you like this. Again, like, subscribe, ask questions in class. Again, me and Coach Bergdorf and all the Algebra 1 teachers are here to help you. You just got to ask questions and self-advocate for yourself. Have a great week.